Welcome to my story time by mybooksummary.com. Get ready for quick wisdom of countless stories and explore. Ghosts in the House by Kazuno Kohara. Imagine moving into a house that's not just old, but haunted. It's the kind of place that might give anyone a chill, a shiver down the spine. But what if, instead of fear, the haunted house brings you a sense of adventure? That's the fascinating twist that Kazuno Kohara's Ghosts in the House presents to readers. In this delightful, spooky story, a young girl moves into a house that is, quite frankly, filled with ghosts. It's a house of mystery and eerie vibes, yet it's not what you might expect from a typical ghost story. Kohara doesn't just fill this book with creepy moments. She gives it a charming, humorous twist, turning the entire idea of haunted houses on its head. The story is not only about ghosts, but also about how one can turn fear into something fun and inventive. A new home with unwanted guests. Our story begins with a young girl who's just moved into a new house. Now, this isn't any ordinary house. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary, albeit slightly old-fashioned dwelling. But as she starts to settle in, she soon realizes that the house is full of invisible visitors, ghosts to be precise. These aren't just ordinary, wandering spirits either. They are mischievous, playful, and very much involved in the girl's day-to-day life. What's particularly striking about the ghosts in this house is that they are not malevolent or frightening. Instead of scaring the girl, they seem to be a natural part of her environment. They don't lurk in the shadows or cause chaos. Rather, they exist as if they were part of the house's normal functioning, like any other household item. It's a novel take on the classic haunted house concept. The girl doesn't seem to be frightened at all. In fact, she takes the ghost's presence in stride. There's no moment of panic or shrieking when she first encounters them. She simply accepts them as part of her new home. This creates a calm atmosphere, even though the house is filled with these ethereal beings. Rather than reacting with fear, the girl embraces the ghosts and learns how to coexist with them. An ingenious approach to ghosts. Rather than allowing the ghosts to be a source of terror or discomfort, the girl decides to make the best of the situation. She realizes that the ghosts are a part of the house, and instead of avoiding them, she begins to interact with them in her own way. What's remarkable about this interaction is how she uses her creativity and resourcefulness to deal with the ghosts. For instance, instead of fearing the ghosts or trying to banish them, she decides to put them to work. She begins to develop ways to make her life easier by using the ghosts to help her. They might be invisible to others, but they are fully functional in her world. The girl cleverly employs the ghosts in different ways to make her tasks more manageable. If she needs something done, she simply calls on the ghosts to help her out. This is an interesting twist that Kohara introduces. The idea that fear can be transformed into something useful and even beneficial. In most ghost stories, the spirits might represent an unresolved mystery or something ominous, but in Ghosts in the House, the ghosts become tools, helpers almost. It's a humorous take on how you can turn what initially seems like a negative situation into a positive one with a little bit of imagination. The girl's resourcefulness and sense of fun. As the story progresses, the girl's resourcefulness becomes more apparent. She doesn't let the ghosts take control of her life. Instead, she takes the initiative to shape her world to suit her needs. There's a delightful moment where the ghost's playful antics become an integral part of the house's daily operations. The girl learns how to manage the ghosts. Whether it's using them to clean, do laundry, or even cook, she becomes the mastermind behind it all. And the ghosts? Well, they seem to enjoy it. There's a sense of humor in the way the ghosts and the girl interact, which makes the entire book feel lighthearted and whimsical. It's a refreshing take on the ghost story genre, which often leans heavily on spooky, dark themes. One could even say that the ghosts and the girl develop a kind of symbiotic relationship. The ghosts seem to thrive on the girl's creative ideas and willingness to work with them, and in turn, they help her complete various tasks around the house. It's a win-win situation, and one that brings a lot of humor and joy to the story. The power of humor in overcoming fear. What stands out the most about Ghosts in the House is the way it addresses the theme of fear and how it can be turned into something positive. The ghosts might be spooky in the beginning, but they quickly become less frightening and more of a quirky, lovable part of the house. The story's light tone and clever illustrations further underscore this transformation. The girl's ability to laugh at the ghosts, rather than cower from them, teaches an important lesson about fear. Instead of allowing the ghosts to control her, she takes charge of the situation and uses the ghost's presence to her advantage. The house, instead of being a place of dread, becomes a space where the girl can express her creativity and make life a little more fun. The ghost's true purpose: helping out in the house. As the plot unfolds, the ghost's role in the house becomes clearer. They aren't just there for show, they are there to help. Each ghost has its own unique talents and characteristics, which the girl taps into. Whether it's lifting heavy objects, helping with chores, or even entertaining her, the ghosts become vital members of the household. This brings us to another key point: the idea of teamwork. The girl doesn't tackle her problems alone. She enlists the help of the ghosts, and together, they make the house a better place. In this way, Kohara is also making a subtle point about collaboration and the value of working together, no matter how unusual the circumstances may be. Even in a haunted house, teamwork can lead to great results. Humor, whimsy, and a warm conclusion. As the story reaches its conclusion, it becomes clear that the girl has fully embraced her life with the ghosts. They have become an integral part of her world, not something to fear or run from. The ghosts have helped her with her chores and have, in turn, become friends. The house, once a place of mystery and fear, has transformed into a fun, lively space full of creativity and joy. The final moments of the story are filled with warmth and humor. The girl has not only learned to live with the ghosts, but has turned her relationship with them into something positive. There's a sense of completion and contentment, as the ghosts no longer represent a source of fear, but rather a part of her family. Conclusion: a story of transformation and coexistence. In the end, Ghosts in the House is more than just a whimsical ghost story. It's a story about how fear can be transformed through creativity, humor, and resourcefulness. Kohara presents ghosts not as terrifying beings, but as helpers and companions, reminding readers that there's always a way to make the best of any situation, no matter how strange or spooky it may seem at first. By using humor and charm, Kohara teaches young readers a valuable lesson about the power of imagination, the importance of teamwork, and how fear can be faced and turned into something fun and meaningful. The story is lighthearted yet thought-provoking, offering both a gentle laugh and a moment of reflection on how we deal with the things that scare us. Stay tuned for more enlightening content. Head over to www.mybooksummary.com. Don't forget to subscribe and share the magic with friends, and let's grow together through the power of books and interesting stories.